Okay, this is to help with font a little bit. We're going to open up a new design. Now you have the T, which is a font, and right here, over here, it shows the block large, Arial, block large, and it has all the different, it has 5 different types that you can choose from. Where you come into difficulties is with your spacing and the size of the lettering. Myself, I like to do 1-inch lettering. If you go smaller, sometimes it doesn't look as nice, especially if you have the spacing a lot smaller. Like right now, that's that spacing. I'll go with the large, and I put in JENN. And you can tell that the ends are really close together, and the E, everything's really touching, and it doesn't really look that good. If I put in better spacing, I can take this, close it. I don't want to save it. Go back to where we were and have the large spacing all the way, and I can keep it at a smaller size, even below a 1/2 inch with the same block size, JENN, and you can see with the spacing that it is the ends aren't touching and the E's not touching, but having it just below a 1/2 inch, your E looks like one big blob. So you know that 1/2 inch is too small to start with. So I'll restart again. And that's the thing, is a lot of times it's trial and error and restarting and redoing over and over until you get the results that you really like. So I will even go up to 0.8. My spacing I like, so I'm going to keep that, and I'll type in the same thing again and press enter. Now my E does not look like it's a big blob. It looks like an E. All my spacing is really good for the size. And I can go to my realistic view, and it looks halfway decent on the realistic view. I still think 1 inch is preferable for font size as far as stitching out and stuff, but a minimum I'd go with the 0.80. I much prefer using the hyper font. The hyper font, I can open up new design. Oops, sorry. New design. Hold that at 100%. Go to the hyper font. Go next, and you type in what you want for a font or for a word, and then choose select, and then you can choose from tons of different selections as far as how you want that sewn out. And you can do it in bold, or you can, like this one here is a really cool one. Put it at a slant. But this script, I think I'm going to go back to the Western one. Click OK. Click next, and that's the fill stitch or column stitch. You can choose which kind of stitch you want. I'm going to do a fill stitch and click finish. And if I bring this over, it will show the stitching, and if I do the realistic view, you can see that it's a fill stitch instead of a column stitch. And you can actually do the redraw on it and show how it's going to sew out. On bulkier letters that are larger, the fill stitch is much nicer than doing the column stitch. And the thing is if you don't like the results, you can always close out your design or just take it and delete. Reopen your hyperfont again and start from scratch. JENN, bold. Let's do something that's a little bit different this time. We have script. Now that's a really nice one. Okay, we're going to go with this one. Go next. And this one is a fill stitch also, but if the letters are really fine, it's going to do the column stitch anyways, so I'm just going to put column stitch. You can leave it on fill, but it will still do the column stitch anyways for you. You'll see on the finished product which way it comes out. And center it. Go up to design, center design, and you have your design. And realistic view, and you can do the draw out where it will stitch it out for you. And I find with the hyperfont you get much nicer designs as far as stitching them out and stuff. Stop. And if you want to make that larger, you can grab the whole entire thing, rotate it, and you can increase it even larger and bring it up, fit into the screen. You can even make it a little bit larger. Now the thing is when you get too large, this has the column stitch and it's going to be past the width of what the needle can actually do. So going too large on the column stitch will not work. So if you're getting large like this, you'll want to do the fill stitch for that reason. It looks nice here, but when you actually go out to sew it, it's not going to be as nice. And then delete. Put it in again. Select the design. Click OK. Next. I'm doing the fill stitch. And I'll show you what I mean. Right now it has the fill. I can grab that whole thing, rotate it, and make it really large. And because of it being larger, the fill stitch is going to be a much nicer design for you. And you can play it out to see how it's going to stitch out for you. Okay, I'm going to, oops, go back, and I'm going to cut this. And I am going to see if I can do it one more time. Do okay, next. And do the column stitch, finish. And now it does the column in the exact same one. Like I said, if you get too large, the column's not going to look as nice as the fill. Font, either using the hyper font or using the built-in font that you have at your disposal. Like I said, with the built-in, I like my spacing to be larger, and I like to use at least a 0.8 or larger for the height, so you actually have really nice lettering. If you go too small, like I said, your E's and your smaller case letters sometimes look bunched together, and there's no spacing in between the N and the E's and stuff. Hopefully you learned something from this video. Thanks for taking the time to watch it.